panpsychism. And there is evidence, I wish I had time to discuss it, but I don't, for consciousness in all life, down to the simplest single-cell organism. There's a lot of evidence of this from people like James Shapiro, from Mike Levin, and beyond. There is evidence for consciousness in all life, in plants, as I was talking last night with my dinner companion. This is a burgeoning area, but also there is a sense in which nothing is devoid of consciousness. But what is that sense? Well, there are various ways of understanding this, and it's been in the West, as well as profoundly in the East, something that has a good history, including the all-time greatest philosopher. Don't let them tell you that Plato and Aristotle are greater. Heraclitus and Empedocles, and in some senses Thales as well. Spinoza, Leibniz, Herder, Schopenhauer. It's present in all of these and in the Eastern wisdom traditions and in some North American native traditions and no doubt other indigenous traditions around the world. The part that is played by consciousness in reality is interesting, and there are different ways of understanding it. One way is to think that consciousness is just in everything. So particles have consciousness. Even subatomic particles have consciousness. And I'm not here to deny that possibility. That may very well be right. And certainly I don't really make a hard distinction between non-life and life. There is a vast and important distinction, but it is almost a difference in kind a difference in extent rather than an absolute difference in kind. What do I mean by that? I mean that matter shows organization, it shows responsiveness to the environment, it is changing and forming, but its ability to be responsive is billionfold smaller than that of the simplest living being. So there's something in the cosmos that life enables us to respond to. And this idea of response, relation, responsiveness, reverberation, responsibilities that we have for the things that we bring into being through our attention, this is part of the way that consciousness works in relation to reality. Now, attention is the fundamental difference between the two cerebral hemispheres. I'll say a little bit about that in a moment. But attention is a moral act, as I say, and attention changes the world. If you attend to it in a certain way, you see certain things. If you attend in another way, you see quite different things. And therefore, attention helps, our consciousness helps to bring into existence the experiential world, which is the only world that we can ever know. Indeed, arguably, all that exists is relation. So I don't like the idea that consciousness is either out there, simply, and that the world that is real is somehow in a simple, objective way out there. There is definitely something out there, and there's something in here. And there's the connection between what's in here and what's out there. What Wordsworth referred to as what the mind half perceives, half creates. That is the way in which I think we should understand conscious experience. So let me just talk about the hemispheres very briefly. So, first of all, why is the brain divided? It's a slightly odd thing, isn't it? The brain is very powerful because it makes connections. And it seems like an obvious design flaw to have a whopping great divide right down the middle of the brain. Why wouldn't it have been better if it all been one neuronal mass? For those of you who don't look at brains every day, this unhappy-looking chap Not surprising, because he's had the top of his skull taken off. And there you see the two hemispheres, with the left hemisphere drawn aside a bit so that you can see the corpus callosum in the base of the brain there that connects the two hemispheres.